what are the best and worst selfie sticks for 360 cameras. In this video, I'll compare 16 of the most popular selfie sticks and monopods and rank them on a scale of S for superb to F for failed. Then at the end, I'll choose the best of the best and worst of the worst. For a selfie stick to rank highly, it needs to tick 3 boxes. 1, it needs to be invisible and not show up when you reframe down towards your hand. 2, it needs to have a good extension range, meaning that it can extend far enough away from you to get a wide variety of shot types, while also compacting down small enough to be portable. 3 is it needs to have a good price to value ratio, meaning that it needs to be a reasonable price for the value you get out of it. All links to the gear I'll be sharing in this video can be found down below. And if you want to learn how to use these selfie sticks to achieve cinematic shots, you can do so inside my 360 Video 101 course, which I'll link below. Now I'm going to start with the selfie stick I love and one that I hate. The standard 114cm selfie stick is as simple as you can get. At one point they gave these away for free with every Insta360 camera purchase, but now they're $25 on the Insta360 website. And I'm a big fan of this selfie stick because it extends out to a full 114cm, which is really far away, but also condenses down to something so small it takes up very little space. It's not quite pocket friendly, but it's very close. If you were to buy just one accessory for your 360 camera and this was it, you wouldn't be disappointed. So for that reason, I'm putting it in A tier. The multi-mount, however, also found on Insta360's website, where they say that it can be used with the X5, X4, and other 360 cameras, is going to be a really poor choice for this use case. The main reason being is that this selfie stick is not straight, and while it's designed to fold up and fit in your pocket, the problem is when you unfold it, it's wonky, and as a result will show up in the bottom of your shots. While you could just set it up using the inbuilt tripod on a table and reframe in one direction only, I really don't think this selfie stick is good for even that, because it bends so easily that your camera could easily topple over. The multi-mount is definitely a better fit for traditional action cameras and not 360 cameras, so for all of these reasons I'm putting it in F tier. Next is the foldable 2-in-1 selfie stick, which serves a couple of different purposes. The first one is that you can attach your camera to it and fold the selfie stick in half, which makes it extremely pocket friendly, so that's definitely a big tick for portability. When extended, it will reach 23 inches, which is not very far, but still far enough to hold it in front of your face at least. It also has built-in tripod legs that you can pull out like so if you wanted to set it down on a table and film back in one direction only, it's very easy to do that. And while in a previous video I ranked the foldable selfie stick in C tier, the main reason there was because the price was $54.99, but something I missed is that there's an option to get this selfie stick without the inbuilt remote in the handle, and this brings it down to just $34.99. So to have an extremely pocket-friendly selfie stick that also has an inbuilt tripod as well as a lens cap attached to it, I think $35 is a very fair price. It's also pretty invisible in shot. While you will see a very small sliver of it around your hand, I still give it a pass. And for some people, this is going to be the perfect selfie stick for their use case. Personally, it won't be my go-to, but for all of these reasons, I'm putting it in A tier. Next is the cute little 85cm mini invisible selfie stick. And previously, I ranked this one as my #1 go-to accessory for the Insta360 X5. The main reason being is the extremely small form factor where it easily fits in your pocket, yet when extended it goes all the way out to 85cm, which is enough to get the vast majority of shot types. My only very small micro grievance with it is that with the rubber handle, you'll notice a bit of a black spot in your shots. So after I noticed this, I just removed it and voila, problem solved. Otherwise, this selfie stick is so close to being the same size as the camera that you could easily fit both in one singular pocket, and for that reason and the fact it's $25, it's going in S tier. Next is the 3-meter extended edition selfie stick, and this is by far the longest selfie stick on this list, so it gets top marks for having a really far extension range, and it even condenses down to just 36 centimeters, which is really small considering that this is a 3-meter selfie stick. It's also made of carbon fiber, which makes it feel really premium, and obviously it's going to be very light, and And what I love about this selfie stick as well is that it's so smooth to extend and retract and provides very little resistance. The main reason I put it in D tier in my last video was that it's $100, and this is really expensive for a selfie stick, especially given the fact that most cameras will be $400 to $500. This accessory alone is like 1/5 of the price of your camera. But with that said, I had a lot of people in the comment section of that video defending the extended edition selfie stick, saying that while it is expensive, it does solve the problem of being able to capture drone-like shots in places where drones are banned. And that was actually a great point, since it is hard to get high-up drone-type perspectives in a lot of very public locations. However, selfie sticks are usually okay in these same places. So for that reason, I'm giving the extended selfie stick a promotion from D tier to B tier, since it will help you achieve drone-like shots, with my only two reservations being, one, the price of $100 USD, and two, it's kind of embarrassing to shoot with this in public, especially if there's people around. They think you're pole vaulting or going fishing, and this is kind of embarrassing. Move along, people. There's nothing to see here. If you do shoot a lot of these types of shots though, then this is absolutely going to be an S tier item, especially if you've got $100 to spend. Next is the Action Invisible Selfie Stick, which is also made of carbon fiber, making it extremely lightweight and very easy to extend and retract. The maximum distance you'll get with this one is 1 meter or 39 inches, and when retracted it will go down to 28 centimeters or 11 inches. And very, very rarely have I ever needed to extend the camera any further than a meter away from me, since the further you go beyond a meter, the higher the chances are that you'll smash your camera on something. And a meter extension is enough to get a really, really wide shot with a 360 camera. The Action selfie stick feels a lot more premium than the standard selfie stick, and you can just tell because of the build quality that it's going to last a lot longer. I've had this very selfie stick here for 2, maybe 3 years, and it's still in tip-top shape. So I see spending $50 on this selfie stick as being a really good long-term investment, and for that reason it's going in S tier. Next is the Bullet Time Selfie Stick 2.0, and this is a selfie stick that obviously acts as a normal selfie stick that can be extended and retracted as normal, but built into it you'll find a screw that allows you to pull out half of the selfie stick and fold it over to 3 different angles so you can spin it around your head and achieve the bullet time effect. And while I think the bullet time effect is one of the most captivating shots you can possibly get with a 360 camera, I've got to say that I really don't like this selfie stick. And the main reason is it feels like it bumps up and down as you spin the camera around you, which is no fault of the selfie stick, but it just feels like with the amount of weight you have in your hand and pivoting around you in a perfect circle, it causes your hand to struggle with the grip and cause this bumping effect. So a lot of the bullet time shots that I've taken are noticeably bumpy for this reason. I can say for sure that this wasn't the case with previous incarnations of the bullet time handle, and even the version that was a tripod thread on a string. And at $55, I just don't see why you would buy this selfie stick over the others for one single effect that you're probably going to do once or twice. So while it means well, the Bullet Time Selfie Stick 2.0 is going in D tier. Next is a selfie stick from an unknown brand that I stumbled across on Amazon. The brand is called Pellking, and this selfie stick is just over $20. Yet it extends all the way out to 77 inches, which is nearly 2 meters. The build quality is actually pretty decent, and when extended, it doesn't bend, which means that yes, it will be invisible in shot. The main downside of this extremely cheap selfie stick is that this is the shortest it retracts to. So there's no chance you're going to fit this in your pocket, and even some backpacks won't fit this. But that may not be an issue for you, and if it's not, then you should totally get a cheap selfie stick like this, especially if you're looking for a cheaper alternative to the 3 meter stick. Here they are side by side, and even the 3 meter stick is shorter than the 2 meter stick when closed. Otherwise, the Pellking selfie stick is really impressive, and therefore I'm putting it in A tier. Next is the FOMO Power handle, and this isn't exactly a selfie stick, but rather a mount you can use that is essentially like an external battery that has a built-in 6100 milliamps of power, and you can plug your camera directly into it while shooting, meaning that you could shoot practically all day without running out of battery. It's even got these cute little legs that fold out, which will allow you to place it down on a table, and it's even got a 1/4 inch female tripod thread on the bottom, which will allow you to connect it to another selfie stick if you want. Now this combination will be visible in shot, so I wouldn't recommend it, and even on its own, the FOMO Power handle will show up in in the bottom of your shots, but I see this mount as a good option for people who want to film all day long. Let's say you're fishing and you're waiting for the fish to bite so you can reel one in and capture it in 360. Then that's when you would use a mount like this with the intention of reframing away from the bottom of the camera. Otherwise, I can't think of too many other situations that you'd use the FOMO handle, since the batteries on most Insta360 cameras are pretty good, and even if they weren't, you could just buy another battery or bring a power bank to charge your camera. So therefore, I feel like it belongs in C tier, especially at the $100 price point. The next one isn't a selfie stick, but something that can be used with a selfie stick, and that is the Insta360 All-purpose tripod. And this is actually a great little tripod because firstly, it folds up to be really small, so you can definitely fit it in your pocket, and each leg also extends to give you even further stability. And because it's got a male 1/4 inch tripod thread on the top, this means you could pair it with any of the other selfie sticks on this list, since they all have a female 1/4 inch tripod thread on the bottom. Here I've paired it with the Action Invisible selfie stick, and this works great like a makeshift monopod. While it won't be as sturdy as an actual monopod, it will be enough for you to capture a casual shot or two without having to physically hold the camera yourself. Whether you need a tripod or not will depend on your use case. It won't be for everyone, and at $35 I'm going to put this one in B tier, since it will be a great extra accessory for those who need it. And this brings me to the Throwpod, which is the biggest, clunkiest, and most awkward accessory on this list. I mean, look how big and heavy this thing is. It's like a cricket bat. Could play the Boxing Day test with this thing. And even worse, the premise of this thing is that you drop it and this will trigger the legs to instantly pop out, which to me is such an unnecessary camera risk, especially when the other accessories perform a very similar task. So this one's going to F tier hell. See you later, Throwpod. Nice to know you. Not. A far better alternative to the Throwpod is the 2-in-1 invisible selfie stick and tripod. And with this one, you don't drop it. You just open it up nice and calmly and extend the selfie stick. This will be a good choice for situations where you want to set the camera down and film yourself. And yes, it can also be used as a standard selfie stick. And for just $25, this is a really decent accessory, so I'm putting it in B tier. And the main reason for putting it in B tier is that the foldable selfie stick performs a similar thing, except it's foldable and fits in your pocket, whereas the 2-in-1 tripod doesn't. Next, I quickly want to cover a few monopods, since monopods serve a similar purpose to selfie sticks in being a freestanding mount for your camera that can also be separated and used as a selfie stick that you hold in your hand. And the first one on the list is the Bushman version 2, which has been out for a really long time and used to be the go-to monopod for virtual tours. Right now it's a bit dated compared to the other three I'm about to show you. And while this is a fantastic professional tool that you could use for professional virtual tours, since it comes with a high quality selfie stick with anti-pinch locking mechanisms, as well as a quality counterweight and tripod, it's $216 and that is quite a lot. So the Bushman version 2 goes in A tier. The Bushman Pro, however, is the updated version of this that was released a couple of years ago, and it's made of much more premium aluminium material, including a tripod that has a lot of flexibility with the way you fold it. If you don't have a lot of space to store your gear, you can compact it down really small. It also has a premium black counterweight that is angled, meaning that you can tilt your monopod on an angle to help hide the legs, say behind kitchen counters. And then the actual selfie stick / monopod part is very premium as well. And this is going to be a fantastic choice for anyone shooting virtual tours professionally that also wants a premium selfie stick that's invisible and very comfortable and easy to use. I'm a big fan of this type of locking mechanism, and it just feels a bit more sturdy for when you want the selfie stick at a very specific length like this versus the other ones that you pull out and leave, but if you bump the camera it will shorten the selfie stick, whereas this one won't because it's locked in place. Unfortunately, it doesn't come cheap though. The Bushman Monopod Pro is $322, and to justify that, you'll have to be shooting virtual tours professionally and earning the money back. If you are doing that, however, the Monopod Pro is an S tier item, and in my opinion is the best modular monopod you can get right now. With that said though, it's got serious competition from Best360, who released the Best360 Aluminium monopod a few years ago, which was designed in an extremely similar way to the original Bushman monopod. When you compare the two side by side, the Best360 is $193, sometimes on sale for less, whereas the Bushman version 2 is $216. In terms of quality though, the Best360 is a fantastic monopod and can also be used for professional virtual tours and won't differ too much from the other two Bushman monopods. And at the cheaper price, this puts it in S tier territory, even though it's not quite as premium as the Bushman Pro. However, Best360 also released their own version of a Pro monopod, which is made of carbon fiber and again, really good quality. Just like the other monopods, it's modular and comes with a counterweight, separate legs that extend really far, and this is something that the Bushman monopod doesn't have. However, this also means that if you're using it for virtual tours, you're going to need to do more work removing it in post. The selfie stick part of it feels really nice because it's carbon fiber, it's extremely light, and it's got this spongy grip handle, which is really nice. However, I noticed that it's slightly visible in shot when you look down if you were to use it for 360 video capture. I also noticed with the Best360 Pro monopod that there's a bit of resistance when you case in point, there's a bit of resistance when you extend and retract some parts of it. So it just feels like you're still here? It just feels like this one could break if you accidentally did something to it, like dropped it or pulled it too hard. Otherwise, the entire setup feels very premium and no doubt will be a great monopod for virtual tours. But because of the build quality issue, the Best360 Pro is going to go in A tier and not S tier. So here are my final rankings. What do you think and what was your number one? Well, I can say for sure that the multi-mount was not number one. This thing is super awkward and it's visible in your shots and it's made of plastic, so you just feel like it's, I don't know, it just feels like it's destined for failure. So the multi-mount is officially the worst of the worst. Congratulations. Now, if I were to pick one single selfie stick to go out shooting with my 360 camera, the answer is probably going to be the Action Invisible Selfie Stick. Since this thing is so light, even though it doesn't fit in your pocket, it's very easy to just carry in your hand. But also the quality is just so good. It extends out and back in so smoothly, and I've never had a bad experience with this selfie stick. It's co-made with Sarui, which is a well-known accessories and tripods brand. And to me, this selfie stick is as close you can get to a 10 out of 10 selfie stick. The only thing that would make it a 10 is if it was a little bit smaller and you could fit it in your pocket. Otherwise, I give it a 9.5 out of 10, which officially makes it the best of the best. So well done, aluminium selfie stick. Again, I'll link everything you saw in this video down below. And if you want to learn which other low budget camera mounts you can use to capture epic Insta360 videos, inside my 360 Video 101 course, I share a wide range of must-have accessories that will take your 360 videos to the next level, as well as how to use them for best results. Just follow the link below to learn more. So now that you've chosen the best selfie stick for you, next you're going to need to learn how to use it to achieve awesome shots and transition those shots in between each other. In this video here, I share 6 different transition styles that you can use with any 360 camera and a selfie stick.